Okay, class, today I'm going to introduce to you this idea of the speech project. Instead of me taking time in class on Monday to go through all of the details, I figured it would be easier if we did this in a video. Now, the idea of this project is that now that we're towards the end of chapter 3, you will take the skills that we've learned about argumentation, about refutation and counterargument, and you will take that and you will analyze a speech and present that speech to the class from a famous person, depending on what you pick. So looking at the specifics. Now, this document is already loaded to Edmodo. It's in the folders, as well as another document that I will talk about in just a moment. But the idea of them being there is so that you have that option of going back and looking at it without necessarily looking at the video. Okay, so you're going to pick up speech from a list of the top 100 speeches ever given. They're American speeches. There will be speeches on the list that you will not allowed to be able to pick, and those are ones we've already discussed, like the Richard Nixon Checkers speech and the Lou Gehrig speech. You cannot pick those even though they are on the list. But since we've already discussed them, it's kind of unfair if you take that one. So we will be doing signups for the speech only on Monday, 9/28. So keeping that in mind is important, okay? So be prepared for that. You will be put into groups of 2. It will be randomly assigned. At the end of this video, it will be randomly assigned, so you will actually see who your partner is and start to work on organizing which ones you want to pick. So no group can do the same speech. So come prepared with a couple of choices because it's going to be random on Monday. When your name is picked, then you will have the choice of picking which speech you do. Now, keeping that in mind is important. So, like I said, have a couple lists. Plan accordingly as well. This project will not be a full in-class, project at all. Most of this will be done at home. You can FaceTime to work on it. You can share the documents in Google Documents if you want to so that you can work on it. I am going to try really hard to give you one in-class day, and hopefully I will be able to give you that within the schedule itself. Okay, so the project itself, so once you have a speech, you are then going to read the speech, listen to the speech if you can. You are then going to make a PowerPoint or a Prezi. It is your option on that. That covers the following aspects. Okay, SOAPST is this idea of being able to break down the speech and the information. You want methods of argument. Are they using ethos, logos, pathos? What types of claims? What method are they using to actually organize their story? And the idea of evidence within it as well. And then the next part I want you to do is examples of at least 2 literary devices. So is it a syndeton, metaphor, simile? So using the quote and actually be able to point it out in there is important. Now here it says Prezi will get you a badge. That's something I used last year. This year, Prezi will get you 100 XP. So just keeping that in mind. Projects, you will need to be at least 8 slides in your presentation. It should include pictures and a design, but no transitions. The reason I say no transitions is because it takes away time during the presentation. And when we're looking at having 12 to 13 groups presenting, it is important that we try and save as much time as possible. So keeping that in mind is important. You need to bring it to class on the day of the presentation. Do not email it to yourself and expect to have it ready during class. I will not give you time to go log into your email and look it up or log into Prezi and look it up. So I want you to actually email me the Prezi link the night before if that's what you're using and being prepared for that. So the internet might be down that day, so if you could actually email me the night before so that I can actually make sure that I have the Prezi all open and prepared is important. Okay, presentation time. It's 5 to 10 minutes. It is timed. That is important, so paying attention to that. If you hit at least 5 minutes, you're fine on your time. You'll get 100 points, you'll get full points on your time. If you go over 10, I'm going to cut you off. If I have to cut you off, then it's going to cost you a couple points. During your presentation, you're going to go through your presentation, go slide by slide, divide it evenly amongst group members. Make sure that you follow these certain aspects of following presentations. I want you to look up, do not lean, be very clear in voice, have good eye contact, don't play with your hair, don't twirl your strings on your hoodie. Be attentive and part of your presentation. Even though you might not be speaking at every moment, you still need to pay attention during your presentation. And as part of the presentations, because I will be taking notes on the presentations, I will assign a student each day to be responsible for timing it. Okay. Last things, logistics. So you'll have a week. Once, yes, over the week, this weekend, when you're watching this video and you find out your partner, you're going to start to pick your list of potential topics, but you'll have a week to actually read, analyze, and put the presentation together. Hopefully one of those days will be in class, so I'm hoping that I can help you with that. On Thursday, October 1st, you will have the option of signing up for presentation order. Everyone must be ready to present on the first day, though, so everyone has to either email me your PowerPoint or email me your Prezi link so that I have it and am prepared to go. Presentation days will last about it'll probably be about 2.5 days, but there will be items in here that we are doing. We will not do random events on these days because we'll treat them just like they are test days, and we want it to go quickly through the presentations. Okay, and there's a grade of 50 points at the end. This is our first project. It will not be our last project for the quarter, but it is high pointed, so it is important that you are prepared for that and such. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the website. The website itself is already on Edmodo as well. The link is there. If you look here and scroll down, it actually shows you the top 100 speeches. It says who said it. It says what the name of the speech was. If you actually click on the link or the blue title, it gives you a link to the text. In some cases, it'll actually give you audio. So if it says MP3 here or offsite or anything like that, there's a possibility that you will actually be able to listen to it or watch it. The other speeches, so speeches you cannot do, we have number 6, the Checker speech, the Lou Gehrig speech is in here, and you cannot do the I Have a Dream speech or the JFK inaugural address. Those speeches have all been done this year or in previous years. So again, going with that idea of picking something different and learning from it and choosing from it is important. Okay, so now I'm going to pick the groups. I'm going to throw up the randomizer. I'm going to hit the buttons, and I'm going to announce the teams as we go along. I'm going to write them down too, so that I remember who they are and stuff. So this might take a moment since I'm doing 2 things at once. So group number 1 is going to be the first 2 people. Now remember, we have 25 people in the class, so there's actually 1 group of 3 and 11 groups of 2. So the first one, the last one will be the group of 3. Okay, so the first one is Norar and Ani S. Okay, number 2 is Marine and Savannah. Number 3 is Lily S. and Ashley. You guys got lucky because you sit next to each other, so that'll be helpful. Number 4 is Rita K. and Aurochs. Number 5 is Leanna and Telar. Number 6 is Julie and Tanya. Number 7 is Edwin and Diana. Number 8 is Miriam and Rita M. Number 9 is Brianna and Stepan. I am so sorry, Brianna. I got the most talkative and the quietest in the same group. Number 10 is Lilit and Angela. Number 11 is Ani K and Julia, which means that group number 12 is Michelle, Victoria, and Yelena. Okay, so those are the groups. Pay attention to those. I suggest that you guys all email each other or text message each other in some fashion after you all watch the video so that you can start to look at and select a list of potential speeches. On Monday, the speech picking is going to go quick. So keeping that in mind, have at least 3, 4, 5 possibilities already prepped and ready to go. Thank you, and I'll see you on Monday, and have a great weekend.